Hi kids, welcome back to English with Miss Fei. This is Kssr Year 6 English. Our lesson for today is as follows. Our language focus is speaking. The key phrases that we will be putting our attention to is talking about favorite genre and books. Our lesson today is also guided by the following content standard. By the end of our lesson today, pupils will be able to pronounce words and speak confidently with the correct stress, rhythm, and intonation. And our learning standard, pupils will be able to speak with correct pronunciation, stress, and intonation, as well as being able to speak confidently on related topics. Before we move along with our lesson today, it is important that before we discuss about genres and books, we are able to differentiate between fictional and non-fictional books. So what are they? Firstly, fiction is created from imagination. They are stories which are based on real people, places, or events, but in which the stories written are not real or made up. Fictional books are usually used for entertainment purposes, and they can range from mystery books, fantasy fiction, science fiction, and folklore. On the other hand, non-fictional books are based on facts, and the writing are usually based on real events and real people. Non-fictional books are mostly used for educational and knowledge purposes. For instance, history books or encyclopedia. Here are some examples of fictional books: Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Geronimo Stilton, Maze Runner, and Harry Potter. Fictional books are usually most appealing to young readers and kids such as yourself. On the other hand, non-fictional books are as follows. For example, World History, Photoshop for Dummies, and Children's Encyclopedia. As you can see here, non-fictional books are usually targeted for readers who aim to gain knowledge about certain topics. Alright kids, now that we are done with the first discussion of our lesson, let us try this activity. I would like you to try this sort them out activity independently. For that reason, I will be providing the link in my video description below. So click on the link and let us try. As you can see here, the activity requires you to identify the books and group them into the correct groups, whether it is fictional books or non-fictional books. I'll just try one out for you. How to grow vegetables indoor. Is it non-fiction? What about the story of Badang? Is Badang a real person? Okay, I want you to do the rest of the activity independently and submit your answers, and I will be able to see your scores in the leaderboard. Good luck! Alright kids, now that you're done with the previous activity, it is time that we move along the lesson. I will talk to you more about what a genre is, and for that reason, I have rounded up 4 of the most popular genres among young adults and pupils such as yourself. The first one would be action and adventure. In this genre, readers usually find themselves on the edge of their seat with excitement, as the main character usually find themselves in high-stakes situations. For young adults and kids, a most popular example would be Geronimo Stilton. Secondly, detective and mystery. In detective and mystery books, readers usually find themselves to be involved in a plot which always revolves around a crime of some sort that must be solved by the hero An example would be Sherlock Holmes. Next, comic book or graphic novel. In this genre, the stories in comic books and graphic novels are usually presented through engaging illustrations and typography. And the last one is fantasy. Books in the fantasy genre are usually set in a fictional, imaginary world. For example, Harry Potter. Alright, now that we understand a little bit about genre, it is also important that we understand the reason behind our choices of books. Firstly is the illustration. Younger adults or kids are usually more drawn toward books with colorful illustration and typography. Next is the genre. Thirdly, author. As for myself, I have a favorite author, and this makes me keep buying their books over and over again. Next up is the storyline. Some readers love to have a fast-paced storyline in their books. And the characters in the books is also the main reason why we choose the books that we read. And finally is whether the book is fiction or non-fiction. For the speaking activity, firstly, I will show to you what needs to be done. Alright, let's go. I would read Full Dark No Stars because I love this genre, which is mystery. It is written by Stephen King, who is my favorite author. The storyline or the plot keeps me on my toes. My favorite character in the book is Tess Thorne. The character taught me that it is important to be strong. Right kids, based on my previous demonstration, you will now use this template to carry out the speaking activity. Choose a book which you find to be your favorite, and if any conversation should come up, you would now be able to give your reasons for your books of choice. Good luck! Goodbye and see you next time!